And especially that social media scrolling, what they find is when you start scrolling on social media, this is both true for adults and kids, you get that dopamine, like, wow, this is fun. But after a while, right, it's not fun anymore. Like you sitting there for a long time just scrolling, your kids doing it, that's not fun anymore. It's not the dopamine. It's not the pleasure that's getting them. What it's getting them now is an obsession in their mind. So they're obsessive about it. I got to keep on the social media. So it's a mind thing, an obsession and a compulsion, this action. So it's more obsessive compulsive behavior of I've got to just stay on this phone. I just got to keep scrolling. And maybe I will find one thing that gives me that dopamine kick and I'm just going to go, 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 go. But unfortunately, it's like an itch that never gets satisfied because unlike, let's say, food, if you were obsessive compulsive about food, like you eat and there will be a point where you're like, I cannot eat anymore, right? I got to stop. But with technology, you just keep going and it doesn't have a stopping point. It just keeps going. So when you think of Christmas Day, what that's going to look like, the kitchen, the dining room, the living room area, the family room, that's a day where we want to be together as a family. We don't want to be on devices. How do we get there? Is it just a fairy tale dream? Is it just something from the past that's gone that we just have to understand as a relic of the past? No, I want to say no. But the way we get to a phone-free, happy Christmas Day of family just being together and laughing together and talking together, we get there by practicing. That we know how to sit around a table together, that we know how to talk to each other, that we know how to help around the kitchen. How do we practice this? By delaying devices so we can practice these things in everyday life. So when the meal, special holiday meal comes, we're ready to celebrate it. So as you think about Christmas, I really want you to think about your home in that snow globe. What would the perfect tech home look like? What needs to be pruned out? What needs to be delayed? What needs to be tweaked? And you don't have to do everything at once. It might just simply be, let's get the phones off the table the whole month of December so that when we enter Christmas Day, we're really used to that. Let's get the phones out of the bedroom so your circadian rhythm can get better. So by the time Christmas Day rolls around, you're not such a grouch, like we've actually got you sleeping and waking at the right times. And what I want you to ask the question when you think of getting a device, right? Buying a device for your child, gift wrapping that iPhone, gift wrapping, that new video game. Does this help your future child live a more healthy and godly life? So not your child today. Is your child today going to be excited about it? You betcha. They want that. But does your child of tomorrow, as your child grows up, so your future child, your child in 5 years, your child in 10 years, your child as a 30-year-old adult, is your child going to be like, Mom, Dad, I'm so glad you got me that phone at age 9? Is that what they will say? Because what I'm starting to hear is a common deathbed regret is going to be, I wish I didn't spend so much time on my phone. That probably already is a regret. But for sure, as generations grow up, that's going to be like the top regret. I wish I didn't spend so much time on my phone. And maybe we as parents, we're intentional. If we delay and we don't give them a phone at 9, they have a much better chance of being able to talk to people in real life and not having that regret. So ask yourself, does this help my future child? And teach your children as they're teenagers. I've started to do this. My senior, who met Noelle, she's the one that introduced this concept to me because she said, she asked to herself, will this help future me? She taught me this. She said to me, Mom, sometimes I will ask myself, will this help future me? And it helps me decide, make good. That is wisdom. There's a heart of wisdom when our children can say to themselves, does this help future me? And that, my friends, is what we're after. That's more valuable than locking down your computers, than having filters. Those things all have their place. But raising your kids to ask the question, does this help future me? And where does wisdom come from? Wisdom comes from the fear of the Lord. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And so this is what we need in our homes, this intentionality of before we pick up a device, before we start a game, etc., we ask the question, does this help future me?